friends, I have a new book today, and it is called Serious Trouble, and it is by Arthur Howard, who would be the author and the illustrator. I want you to take a look at the picture and look at that title, Serious Trouble, and I want you to predict what you think this is going to be about. Just look at where the boy is and look at that other thing that's right there and think about what do you think is going to happen. I want you to predict. Okay, here we go. King Olaf and Queen Olive were serious people. They read serious books, they said serious things, and when they finally had a son, they named him the most serious name they could think of, Ernest. He'll be just like us, the king told the queen. But the queen had serious doubts. You'd better have a talk with him, she told her husband. A serious talk. So look at, here's a knight looking like he's very serious with his armor and his weapons and things. And then look at the little boy. He's got a shoe on top of his head. He's got an umbrella. Does he look serious? Not at all. So right after lunch, the king said, "Son, one day you will be king, and being king is no laughing matter." "But I don't want to be king," said Ernest. "Nonsense," replied his Royal Highness. "Everyone wants to be king." "Not me. I want to be a jester." "A jester?" "You know, someone who makes people laugh." Look at, he's hanging off the lights. "This is no time to be funny," roared His Majesty. "We have a serious problem around here, a fire-breathing, people-eating, three-headed dragon." A dragon was certainly nothing to laugh about. Even Ernest knew that. So look at the dad and the mom. They're looking so upset and serious. Even the cat is. Still, he wanted to try being a jester, at least once. So the next day, he tiptoed past the royal guard. Look at what he's used to get past his family. He's like hiding in one of the helmets and sneaking off, but you could see his feet. Slid down the royal banister and rushed outside. He had a couple of jokes he wanted to tell. All he needed was an audience. As it turned out, he didn't have to look very far. Suddenly, see, there he is. Looks like he's kind of made a skateboard to go down the banister. Uh-oh, look at who he ran into when he went outside. We had been warned about this three-headed dragon. He was face to face to face to face with the fire-breathing, people-eating, three-headed dragon. Ernest was so scared he couldn't say a word. The dragon, on the other hand, was surprisingly talkative. "I'm Snaggle," said the head with the longest fangs. "I'm Snuffle," said the head with the reddest snout. "I'm Snide," said the head with the sharpest tongue. "And I'm going to gobble you up." "Please don't," begged Ernest. So here he is. Looks pretty small next to this gigantic dragon with the three heads. Friends, why don't you stop and predict? What do you think is going to happen with him and the dragon? Well, I'm turning the page. You think about it and tell somebody. Okay. "Oh, yes, I will," said Snaggle. "Oh, no, you won't," said Snuffle. "Maybe we will, and maybe we won't," said Snide. So they're not sure if they're going to eat him or not. Like so many three-headed creatures, this dragon could never make up its mind. It couldn't decide when to go to bed, who to have for lunch, or even what to call itself. Me, us, or hey, you. While the dragon bickered among themselves, Ernest dashed away. So while they can't make up their minds, because there's three of them, he escaped. But he didn't get far. Tell us a little bit about yourself, said Snide. I like to know who I'm eating. Look, this looks like the cover where they caught him in their tail. Well, said Ernest, I'm a jester. You? A jester? Said Snaggle. Don't make me laugh. But I can make you laugh, said Ernest. I really can. Impossible, said Snuffle. We haven't laughed in 1,000 years. That gave Ernest an idea. If I make you laugh, will you let me go? He must be mad, said Snaggle. He might be tasty, said Snuffle. He could be funny, said Snide. We'll give you 2 chances, or maybe 3. So here he is. He's caught up in the tail, but he's got a clever idea. I don't know if it's going to work. So Ernest made a funny face. Not funny enough, snarled Snaggle. Not monstrous enough, snorted Snuffle. Quit while you've got ahead, snapped Snide. So Ernest tried a flip, but the flip was a flop. I'm getting a headache, said Snaggle. I'm getting bored, said Snuffle. I'm getting very, very hungry, said Snide. See, look at, he's trying to do some funny stunt up here, but they didn't think it was funny. So that was 2 things he tried. They said maybe he has 3 tries before they eat him. Ugh. Okay, here he goes. Ernest had 1 chance left. Wow, look at that foot with the claws. Yikes. But no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't think of anything funny. I should have stayed home and just been a king, he said to himself. The dragon, meanwhile, was getting impatient. It gnashed its teeth. It blew smoke rings. It tapped its hairy toes. Those toes gave Ernest another idea. Here he is, and he's looking at the toes. I want you to try again to predict. What do you think? He thought of something when he saw the toes. What do you think that he might try to make the dragon laugh? Think about it. Aha! I wonder if you came up with this. Tickling! Did you think of that, friends? Did you think maybe he was going to tickle the dragon's toes? If so, pat yourself on the back. And before you could say Snaggle, Snuffle, and Snide, that dragon was laughing so hard, huge tears poured down its snouts. Please, 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 it cried, no more tickling. Only if you stop gobbling people up, Ernest said. To which the dragon said, we promise. And Ernest said, yippee. Do you see? When it has a little bubble like that with an arrow to the face, that means the person is saying that. And so this one has all of these because 3-headed dragon is saying that, right? What happened next? Some people say Ernest ran all the way back to the castle and was never funny again. He read serious books, said serious things, and never, ever got into trouble. I don't know. Is that what you think happened, friends? I want you to think about it. Here we go. There's still a little bit more to the book. But others insist the tale ends quite differently. Insist means that you are sure, you're like, this is definitely true. They say when Ernest got home, he told his parents all about the dragon. As you can imagine, their majesties were delighted. And here he's talking to his parents and he says, and it promised not to gobble up any more people. And it says, this calls for a celebration, said the king. So they're really proud of him, right? His being silly has paid off. So Ernest put on a show for them. He flipped without flopping. He joked without stopping. Knock, knock. He even juggled without dropping. And for the grand finale, so here he is. He's doing all kinds of things to make his parents laugh. Grand finale means like the last big thing they do at the end of the show to make a big deal. He shared the spotlight with a friend. Here's his friend. Who is his friend? Is the dragon. It said, which version of the story is true? As the dragon might say, I'll give you 2 guesses. Or maybe 3. Which one do you think is true? I'll talk to you later.